Welcome to this webinar. We will be covering the most recently released Guideline Geo product, and that is the MALÅ MIRA Compact. It will be Andreas and myself who will guide you through this presentation, and we will cover both hardware and software, all the aspects of this product. And at the end of the presentation, we will also open up for a Q&A session where we will try to answer your questions as good as possible. And that's part of me, at least part of me. My name is Jesper Emilsson. I work as an application specialist at Guideline Geo, and I joined initially MALÅ in 1995. I have worked in many different capacities through the years, ranging from development, product management, business development, marketing, and I've even been consulting also, and also been sales director worldwide at one point. With me is Andreas.
Yes, and my name is Andreas Viberg. I work as the product manager for the MALÅ range of products at Guideline Geo. I have a background in archaeological geophysics, started working with GPR equipment back in 2006, and has been working for Guideline since 2017. And as you can see, in working with a wide range of our instruments, both past instruments and new ones.
Both in color and in black and white.
Exactly. When I started, it was black and white. So I'll hand over to you, Jesper. I think you will start with a short introduction to Guideline Geo to begin with.
Yeah, I will start there with Guideline Geo. Which is a company that hasn't been around as long as the two brands we are holding, but we are a world leader in developing geophysical solutions. And we have, throughout the years, we've been around for a while, since 1923. At least that is the first where we registered a company the first time and started developing officially equipment. So we are celebrating 100 years this year. And the two world-leading brands we have are ABEM and MALÅ. And last time I checked, we have at least active equipment on in all continents, including Antarctica. And we are a Swedish technology company, and we are doing our own research, development, and production. And we use lots of partners around the world in order to both help us with business development, business sales, but also to drive development and progress. I'm really proud of the network we have, our global network that we have. That's a huge benefit for our company to help us to service all our customers around the world. We are also a listed company. We are listed on the Nasdaq Stock Exchange since at least 15 years, I think. The map of our offices, you can see them in orange where we have employees employed. I actually think that there should be another one. And then we also have the sales network that covers the world for us. We're constantly working to change this. That's why it needs updates sometime. And I realized that we need to add a few more dots here, but that's fine. It basically shows that we are all over the place. Guideline Geo consists of two very strong brands, as already mentioned. It's MALÅ and ABEM. And MALÅ that's where we are offering our GPR solutions and where the focus will be today. And the MALÅ started off as a part of the Swedish Geological Survey back in the 30s. And ABEM, through the ABEM brand, we are offering resistivity, seismics, and transient EM, and was founded already in 1923. And that is the reason why we are celebrating 100 years this year. And we are very proud of that. Our goal is to be your guide to the subsurface through offering near-surface geophysical solutions. We have, throughout the years, we have worked closely with many different partners and customers. And there is, shows a few logotypes, quite a few, of companies that we at one point or are still working with in order to push the boundaries and create the new developments. And it has given us the work with our customers is really the foundation of new ideas in many ways, and it helps us. It's an invaluable experience to work together with people with certain problems where we can help solve by using one of our technologies. We are also working with universities and research facilities around the world, and it has been quite a few over the years. And we have been involved in many different research projects and cooperating with some amazingly bright people who has helped us to push the boundaries for developing our technologies, methods, and equipment and applications. Having said that, I will make a short summary on the MALÅ MIRA Compact. I will repeat this at the end. And it's our ambition. It's an extremely compact, lightweight, and hand-pushed 3D GPR array solution for high detail mapping of the subsurface. And it's our ambition has been to create a versatile, robust, very accessible instrument for 3D mapping of the subsurface. Ease of use and obtaining quick results has been a cornerstone when it comes to how we've been thinking in our development process. And we've worked very hard to create robust mechanics that still is smooth and easy to both transport and for performing fieldwork. We want the experience of using the equipment to be pleasant and positive. It should be easy to collect the data and get the results. And we are truly excited. And I personally at least look forward to hear your input after you've started using the MALÅ MIRA Compact. It's as a summary, the MALÅ MIRA Compact is a hand-pushed 3D GPR array in compact and lightweight format. It provides the highest resolution and deepest penetration on the market. It's best-in-class data quality utilizing MALÅ HDR technology. It's extremely fast. We are using real-time sampling, and it's important. Maybe not obvious when you are if you're hand pushing it, but we use that time to do a lot more stacking and to get very good quality noise-free data. We have market-leading industrial design. For instance, we have sealed skid plates, no debris, water between plate and antenna that might affect data quality. It has a superb mobility, very small footprint, turning radius is sharp. It's actually really pleasant to work with in the field. The MIRA Controller will provide you with real-time data visualization. We are using MALÅ Vision Desktop. More about that later, both of these two. We have powerful processing, analysis of data through MALÅ Vision Desktop. And we have also added guidance from start to finish to help customers to get these amazing results. We've also worked a lot with the workflow to make it simple, easy to follow, and to help. The workflow should help to obtain the results that we need. There are a few components. The system components consist of the antenna itself with the batteries, chargers, of course, the hand-pushed cart with the dual encoders, the computer holder and cables, and also a GNSS pole, 150 millimeters. That is also, apart from that, is the software, the MIRA Controller. You can download it free of charge from our homepage, and also MALÅ Vision Desktop for processing interpretation. There are a lot of recommended options, or a few at least. Maybe most importantly, the field laptop. RTK GNSS positioning is, of course, very important. It's really important to have good positioning. So we can help provide with RTK GNSS from a variety of different developers and manufacturers. And another option is the 80 centimeters pole GNSS with including GNSS support. That's also, you can see that in the background image. In fact, that's what is being used there. An additional battery kit can be good to have. The batteries that are included with the system will take you through a working day, but a lot of customers like to have additional battery capacity in case. After having said that, I will hand over to Andreas to go through the details or go through the equipment in a little bit more detail.
Yes, thank you very much, Jesper. I will deep dive into the more nitty-gritty parts of the system. Let's start with the antenna box where everything happens. High resolution 3D GPR, 500 megahertz central frequency, based on the HDR technology that we're really proud of, as Jesper has mentioned. This provides us with ultra-fast real-time sampling data collection. We have put this inside a weather-protected box design, an IP65 proof box. Here are some of the dimensions of the box with the antennas. Weight of the antenna is 24 kilos, so it's very light. And if we dive into the actual box and lift the lid, you can see that there are 5 transmitter antennas and 6 receivers. And that provides us with the opportunity to use 33 configurable data channels. When we are measuring, we, however, recommend that you are using this as a 10-channel coverage in the standard mode. That will give you 6.5 centimeters between your different transects and a 60 centimeter wide swath when you are collecting data. If we look into the connectors on the other side of the antenna box, we have the 2 battery bays, which houses 4 interchangeable and hot swappable batteries, which gives you 8 hours of field operations. We have a power in connector, so you can charge all the batteries while they're still inside the antenna, which is really nice. We have an encoder connection, obviously, to connect it to the frame. And an exciting feature that is upcoming that I will not speak explicitly about right now, but we'll get back to that. When you're charging all of the batteries inside the antenna box, you have a charge indicator LED that will light up. The power button, I guess that's an important feature to get the system up and running. And also a power out port, USB-C, if you would like to charge your phone or your laptop while you are serving. You can use the MIRA Compact batteries and achieve that through that power out connector. And the data communication is handled over Ethernet, and that's the final connector on the backside of the antenna box. If we look at the carrier frame, it's a very lightweight carrier frame, so the approximate weight of the frame is 18 kilos. It's optimized for smooth operations across most surfaces. Of course, foldable and detachable handle, so it can be easily transported. We have also added dual encoders for optimal data point collection and also improved positioning. In the front, we have a lockable pivot wheel, and as with our other carts, like the rough terrain cart, for example, there is adjustable height of the antenna, so you can set the ground clearance. But it's also at the same time a floating solution. So from that fixed position, it can actually float and move up and down to follow the terrain, which is a a great feature to make sure that you're collecting the best data possible. We have a secure and flexible GNSS and Prism pole connection. And you can also see the dimensions of the frame, which will be sort of the outer limits of the entire solution. So this is more or less the footprint of the MIRA Compact system. And weight-wise, if you add the antenna and the frame, we are looking at 42 kilos. If we move from the hardware to the software side, our frequent users of our array systems will recognize MiraSoft HDR. We are, with the introduction of MIRA Compact, now taking the opportunity to change the name of that software to MIRA Controller. And there are several reasons for this, but it's a new name to clearly indicate that we are moving to a next generation version of the software. It also means that we will have a better product alignment. So if you are a user of the MALÅ Controller app or MALÅ Vision, you will instantly recognize the layout, and I think it will be an easier experience for you to move over to this software and collect data. And above all, we have listened to what you have said. We've gotten some great feedback from our users, and the release of MIRA Controller will include major improvements requested by our users. And support-wise, obviously the MIRA Compact is supported, but also MIRA HDR. So if you are the happy owner of a MIRA HDR system, you will soon be able to download MIRA Controller instead and use that on the upgrade features that we are supplying. So a short summary of what we have done in MIRA Controller. We will look at this in some greater detail a bit later in the presentation. We have a short movie that we would like to show you, where we give you a run through from the planning of a survey to actual measurements and into the post-processing part. And this will be handled there as well. But I wanted to take this opportunity to give you some insight into what we have done. So as mentioned, we have improved the layout and the workflow. We want you to be able to reach your results as fast and easy as possible. So there is a very clear and very easy and intuitive workflow to work through when you're both planning and surveying. As I mentioned, aligned with the appearance of MALÅ Controller app and MALÅ Vision, support for MIRA Compact. We have also improved support for positioning offsets. I will get back to that in a short while. We have added a dynamic measurement view, some map measurement tools added, support for KML and KMZ files, which can be uploaded and used as backgrounds to your surveys. And of course, built-in guidance from start to finish. We want you to succeed, and we are suggesting settings based on your input that we think will make this easier for you. If we look at some of these features in greater detail, if we look at the positioning, for example, the improved positioning and orientations page have let us move the antenna box image and the positioning settings into the same view. So this will make it easier for sort of getting the feedback on your settings. We have also added a crosshair to this image to visualize the location of the positioning device that you are using. So if you are changing the offset of the GPS, the crosshair will follow accordingly, so you can sort of verify and have this as a quality control tool before starting to make sure that your GPS is or total station prism is in the right place. Obviously, some standard offset values for MIRA Compact added. And we have also worked a lot on improved communication with external positioning systems, so it's now faster and more reliable. For our frequent users of MALÅ Vision Web, this probably doesn't come as a surprise to you. We like to work with dynamic behavior of our software. We want you to be able to control what you see and what you don't want to see. So you can select your preferred windows in MIRA Controller as well. You can minimize or hide the windows that you are not using to free up space or to make the part that you want to see larger. You can also decide if you want to organize them vertically or horizontally. Some additional features, measurement tools added to the map view. This allows you to measure the size or perimeter of your survey area, or when you have surveyed for a full day, you can sort of measure the outlines of all of the swaths that you have collected and get that back to you as a measurement. As you can see on screen, there are two orange yellowish polygons that have been added in the background. And these are KML and KMZ files that you can upload. We'll have a look at how that's done later as well. But if you get an assignment from someone to measure a specific area, you can upload the area into the measuring software. And as you can see in this map, you also get the swaths painted on top of that image. So you can clearly verify that you have covered everything that you need to cover before you leave the site. And of course, not only polygons, but polylines and points as well. So you can create these KML and KMZ files in Google Maps, in ArcGIS or AutoCAD, and have them imported into MIRA Controller very efficiently and easy. We've spoken a lot about guidance. Here are some of the guidance windows that you will be confronted with when you use the software. A plan view, which you see in the top right, where you can control the background map, the shape files or KML, KMZ files that you're uploading, along with the next step, which is called prepare, and that's the bottom left one. So you can define what application you're working with, which instrument you are using, and what kind of positioning system that you are working with. And the carrier solution for the MIRA Compact is the MIRA Compact frame, obviously. And all of this input from you will generate some recommendations from us in the setting stage, so that you can easily go from the setup and planning into an active measurement and start collecting data, and be sure that you get back home with fantastic data. Also, export-wise, we are releasing some very exciting things, and we'll have a look at that later as well. But the guidance part is following along from planning, data collection, and all the way into our post-processing software. So more about that in a short while. So if we look at MALÅ Vision Desktop, which is the really exciting part here, it's our new post-processing software for not only array data, but in a short while also single channel data in larger areas. And for our users of MALÅ Vision Web, you will recognize this view. A lot of what you will see will be familiar to facilitate and make it easier for you to work with the data. So you can easily create high-resolution depth slices, visualizing what's in the ground. We talked about guidance. We are supplying you with default settings and recommendations based on your input. And the objective of that, of course, is to get you to fantastic results in the best way. Of course, you can tweak these settings if you like to. So this is more like a recommendation from our part. But we will see some of that in the movie later on. And all of this, of course, is to get you started quickly. Guidance built in, you get intuitive pop-up windows with suggestions on how to work with your data. And you can combine your data with maps, such as Mapbox or Google Maps. You can interpret and export to standard formats like CAD, GIS, or if you're exporting depth slices, you can do that either as images or as geotiffs for easy importing to other third-party softwares afterwards. And this is a really, really fast workflow. We have worked a lot on these guiding steps to make sure that you reach the results not only with great data, but also as fast as possible. So I'm really happy about these additions. And of course, it follows along that we are offering a best-in-class interpolation and migration to get really sharp and crispy data from your site. If we look at some of the features that we are offering, the filters, obviously, they have an immediate preview. So you can fiddle around with the settings if you like, and you get sort of an instant response from the profiles that you're filtering. So you can see what effect the filters have on your data. So it's really fast and responsive. We also have a pond view, which helps you to see details at different depths in an easy way, and also a tweak of this topographic pond view, which will also add a 3D effect, which in many cases makes the interpretation even easier. The trench view, obviously you would like to see the pipes and cables if you're working with utility or the archaeological structures situated inside the ground. So we have a trench view which will position them in the correct place. Okay, it's video time. And before we start, I can just mention that we are starting indoors. This may not be apparent, but we're using sort of the planning tool of this inside to get everything set up. We'll roll the movie and I'll try to talk you through it and what we see on screen. So first, open up MIRA Controller at the desktop inside. You can select the name and the template to use for settings. You'll be brought into the plan view where you can add notes. You can define your application area and the survey date. You can also work with maps in different ways. You can download offline maps. If you're working in the field and you don't have an internet connection, you can download the maps. You can open the KML and KMZ files and have them overlain on your map, and then move on to the prepare stage, where you can define, again, make sure that the application is right. You're using this system, using this positioning system, and this carrier solution. And that input from you will provide us with information to recommend settings for the specific data collection project that you are about to do. But as you can see, you can also tweak these settings if there are things that you would like to change. And in the measurement view, we're still indoors. You can activate the online or offline maps. You can verify that the KML and KMZ files are in the right place. So here you are brought to the central parts of Umeå and our office. And when that has been verified, we can move over to the data collection process. So now we are outside with the instrument. I have already created my project. So we are brought directly into that. I can go directly to the settings to just verify that everything looks as I suspect. We can make sure that the positioning device is connected and responding, and that's done through the positioning tab in the settings. It will automatically search the COM ports and find the suitable baud rate. And at this point, we are ready to measure. So we can zoom in a bit, and then in a little while, we will see my dear colleague Jesper appear on screen to collect some data. As you can see in the bottom right, you have the data collection software, the MIRA Controller. You can see the swath being painted while you're collecting your data. You can see the outlines of your shapefile, and underneath that, the base map. Jesper, do you have any comments on how it feels to maneuver. I mean, you've been out with this a fair bit.
Yes, I'm actually very pleased to see how easy it is to work with this in the field. Even in uneven terrain, it's very smooth and easy. It's nothing that you need to wrestle with. I'm happy to say. So I'm really happy with the mechanics of the hand push cart.
Yeah, and paired with a very intuitive software, I think this is an excellent solution.
Yes, yes, definitely so. And in this case, you can even, I believe that you can lock the front wheel so it goes more straight. I didn't do it in this survey, but therefore I managed to get a few gaps in my data. But the cart is really nice.
Yeah, and it's also clear where the gaps appear and where you have an overlap. So that's very easy to correct for if you're out
Just
surveying.
to give you an example, I did one right there.
Yes, exactly. Both me and Jesper understand that you don't want to hang out for the additional 15 minutes that it took to collect the data. So we are jumping ahead a bit. It's like those cooking shows on TV where everything is prepared. So we are now at the end of the survey, filling the last gaps, and I think this is possibly the second to last swath that we are viewing.
Just filling in the gaps, painting the screen.
Fantastic. And of course, from this point, you can export the data. If you have our slicer, our other software, or GPR slice, you're welcome to export to these formats as well. But we are now recommending the MALÅ Vision Desktop as our go-to solution for post-processing of our array data. And if you have it installed on the same laptop, it will automatically open and populate the upload windows. You only have to name it and then click import files, and it will start to import everything into the post-processing windows. And the keen GPR user will see that stuff has already been processed. We have some filters that are automatically applied based on our input from the field. I will make some corrections of the velocity because that will be unique from site to site. And then we can move over to sort of the different windows. And again, for the users of MALÅ Vision Web, you're familiar with this already. A 3D window top left, a 2D window in the bottom, and the sitemap on the top right. So we can make some quick settings on the thickness of the slices that we would like to get. We can activate the trench view to get everything in place. I'm switching the color palette around very quickly, and then you can press the play button to start with the interpolation. And in this case, you will see the pond view colors first and the pond view topography activated. They can simply be unticked and it will revert to, in this case, a black and white color palette.
In this case, we also process within the swaths. So you will see the gaps in the data where I didn't manage to fill out perfectly.
Yes. It is quite possible to fill the gaps as well, and then you select defined area in the top right of the menu, and then you sort of define the area that you want to have interpolated. And at that stage, it's also possible to add a 3D migration if you would like. So some really crispy and nice pipes showing up outside the office here in Umeå, and we have some quick commands here to move up and down through the data. If you hold the shift key and scroll, you will move up and down through the slices. You can also hold the alt key and scroll to change the contrast. And of course, if this isn't your end station, it might be if you're doing all of the interpretations and reporting here, but if you want to export it on to another system or another third-party software, you can export everything that you have done. So for slices, as I've mentioned, you can do that either as PNGs, regular images, or you can have the coordinate information still in that data and export it as a GeoTIFF. And we are continuously adding new export formats. So if you feel that you are missing something, please get in touch with us and we'll make sure to take that into consideration. Okay, I think it's time to hand over to Jesper to talk a bit more about the application areas. Welcome back.
Thank you. The application areas, of course, there are some evident and obvious ones. We can't deny that, but it's really the unit is really a great solution for mapping any kind of small to large area in high resolution, down to an approximate depth of 4 meters. That will vary quite a lot between different sites, of course, but the small footprint makes it very versatile. You can use it in very compact environments, in very congested areas, or if you have on a sidewalk, etc. And we have tried to make it as lightweight as possible to make field work easy and simple, and also to make it easy to transport. I have, for instance, I have no problem in using my standard vehicles to. I just fold it and put it into the back of my car for transport in between sites. We maintain the small channel spacing, which is really crucial when it comes to high resolution data. And in combination with the HDR technology that we have developed, it delivers optimal high resolution, low noise data without loss of penetration depth. The obvious applications are, of course, in our case, utility mapping and archaeology. But as I said before, any kind of 3D GPR subsurface application, it would be very useful, like cavities, sinkholes, USTs, UXOs, etc. This is a picture talking about utility detection. This is sort of a lineup of the various equipments that we have, and you can see that the MIRA Compact is filling a gap in between the EL Core and the MIRA HDR. If we look at a chart, we can see that when it comes to utility surveying or 3D array utility surveying and the MIRA Compact, we can divide this application area into 4 different categories: avoidance, markout, local mapping, and large scale mapping. And MIRA Compact is suitable both for local and large scale mapping. And so it is. We feel that it fills a need for this type of investigations, and it works truly well. I am really excited to see what the feedback would be when more people are going to start using them. So why choose Guideline Geo? Our value proposition, well, we are a Swedish company, and we are a high-tech company that produces. We do all the research and development necessary to develop our products. We try to make intuitive and very comprehensive technology to make it easy to obtain the end results. One thing that I'm in particular proud of is the worldwide coverage, the support, the distribution network. And we have so many good partners and colleagues around the world that is servicing our customers locally. And we constantly get feedback that customers are happy with this support. So it says that we are doing something right. We have a great team, know-how. We have people who are experienced in working in the field. They know the solutions. And this gives us, with the technologies that we are developing, it gives us unsurpassed customer value. We offer the best investment value of any supplier for mapping solutions for GPR. As a short summary, this is the last image before we get into the Q&A session. The MIRA Compact, MALÅ MIRA Compact, is an extremely compact and lightweight hand-pushed 3D GPR array solution for any high detail mapping of the subsurface. And it's been a pleasure working in this development team, getting this product out, and it feels really good that we are at this stage right now. What do you say, Andreas?
I agree completely. It's been a delight to work with this, and as someone coming from large-scale archaeological surveying, as I have done in the past a lot, this really hits home for me, and is a product that I'm really proud to endorse to anyone working within these applications as well, of course. With that said, I would like to thank everyone for connecting and for your interest and for your great questions. And as mentioned before, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to get in touch with us. Both me and Jesper will help you out, and we can also forward you to sales@guidelinegeo.com if you need any specific information on pricing.
Very good.
Thank you.